May the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O God, our strength and our Redeemer. As I was waiting for the service to begin, I was pleased that Anthony was playing various musical settings of The Lord is My Shepherd, and to Leslie also. So the theme today is about shepherd. Now, shepherd for the people of Jesus' time would have been a very usual thing to be talking about because they would understand shepherd and sheep. I suggest that we living in urban 21st century England probably don't have the same idea of shepherd as they would have had. Yet we have this wonderful few words at the start of that gospel. I am the good shepherd. I am the good shepherd. The opening words of the gospel for today. If we were to read through the Gospel of John with what do you call those things that underline? You know what I mean. A highlighter. Got it. If you were to read through the Gospel of John with a highlighter and underline all the times that the words I am are said, you would probably find that there were quite a few. I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the gate. I am. And why is that important? Well, first of all, it's in the present tense, so it reminds us of Jesus is alive, not was alive. So it's present tense, I am. But it harks back to the Old Testament, where when God is asked who he is, God responds, I am who I am. So Jesus, in saying, I am the good shepherd, to me, reminds us of his divinity as well as his humanity. The word good, I thought I'd do a little bit more research around that word. Yes, we could say good is the opposite of bad, and certainly in the gospel there is a description of what would be the bad shepherd or the hireling, the shepherd that doesn't have the care of the sheep at his heart, or her heart perhaps. The good shepherd. Good could also be the ideal shepherd, the model shepherd, the beautiful shepherd. Those were all varying translations that I found for the original. So this is a shepherd who is good, who is ideal, who is a model, who can be described as beautiful. Moving on to the shepherd, again, a very important word, because if we go back to the Old Testament, God is described as the shepherd of Israel. The shepherd of Israel. So again, Jesus is linking himself in with his past and his heritage, and I would suggest his divinity as well as his humanity. So what are the attributes of that good shepherd? Well, first of all, it says he lays down his life for the sheep. So he's going to be a sacrificial shepherd, a shepherd who's not going to be afraid to be there instead of the sheep. And the good shepherd's care of the sheep is in sharp contrast with the shepherd who doesn't care. The ideal shepherd knows the sheep and the sheep know him. So that is about a relationship. And then in John's Gospel, Jesus says, in the same way that the Father and God are one, the Father and God in close relationship. So underlying this whole passage to me is about relationship. The sheep whom the shepherd is bringing into the fold will listen. They will listen to him. Again, about a two-way relationship. If we look at the other Bible passages that we had, the Acts reading shows us Peter and John behaving in the manner of this model good shepherd. They had performed a miraculous healing and then they were being chastised for that. But they have been bold and courageous, and particularly in the case of Peter, this is very heartening. So they're living out the way the Good Shepherd is showing himself in their actions. They're preaching courageously about the resurrection, and we're told there that 5,000 came to believe. 5,000. Equally, in the letter, in John's letter, which was read for us, that speaks about love. The love that lays down one's life for the other. Action rather than words only. The psalm set for today is obviously Psalm 23, linking again with the image of a shepherd. A shepherd who feeds and gives refreshment, is there in the dark times, spreads a table. I love that. I know it's an old-fashioned expression, but spreads the table because it gives the idea of the preparation of a meal and reminds me of the Benedictine quality, which is a quality about hospitality. So that shepherd provides a feast and treats the people royally by anointing them. So, thinking about the Good Shepherd, the ideal shepherd, the model shepherd, the beautiful shepherd, I invite you this week to take a few minutes in the coming week and to think about those who are good shepherds for you. It may be the person who has delivered your meal with a smile. It may be the person who has welcomed you, as someone did for me on Friday when I went to have my second vaccination. It may be the person who empties your bins, who collects your rubbish. It may be the person in the shop who speaks to you in a kindly, friendly fashion. So I invite you to spend a few moments to think about who are the good shepherds for you and being thankful for them. And equally importantly, remembering that you too can be the good shepherd for others. That includes myself. I finish with a prayer from the Lindisfarne tradition. Let my eyes see as you see with compassion and love for others. Let my ears hear as you hear with a soft heart and love for others. Let my feet dare to walk with your purpose for this world. Let my hands ache to work with your direction in this world. And may God add his blessing to these words.